Valorant has entered its villain era. Evil geniuses have silenced every doubter and hater and are your world champions. And let's be honest, you didn't think it was gonna happen. Before we get into it, if you watch this weekend, you might know I love the perfect combination of esports and a good drink. So our new show, Into the Dark, brought to you by Kraken, is the perfect show for me and you. It follows the stories of the biggest risk takers in esports: Simple, Imperial Hal, Nadeshot, and anyone else who took the path less traveled and emerged victorious. Don't forget to check it out via the link in the description below and make yourself a nice nightcap while you do. If you're of legal drinking age, don't get it twisted. So I was at Champs, as some of you know, and I was so excited and shouting the whole time that I lost my voice. So I'm very sorry for sounding like this, but at least you know I had a great time. Why did I have such a great time exactly? Well,
what started off as a season of misery ends in a season of infamy. Give it up for your 2023 World Champions, Evil Geniuses!
Evil Geniuses defeated Paper Rex, become the Valorant champions of 2023, and have officially made North America the reigning world champs. But in order to understand why this is such a big deal, we not only have to go back to the beginning of the regular season, but the preseason. Back in 2022, after Valorant announced their partner teams, colloquially known as Franchised, all of the teams were making roster moves, rumored and official. But EG was dead silent. The joke in the scene was not only, wow, nothing's being done, but also that EG had only 10 fans. But eventually, we got news.
A 10-person roster for our 10 fans. And they thought we didn't know we made franchising.
So the main roster was going to be Ethan, Com, Jojimo, Boostio, and BCJ, with 5 others on the reserve roster. Their first stop was the inaugural single elimination tournament of Lock-In, where they won once against Team Heretics and then lost to Talon. But that was just the beginning. They still had the regular season to go through. That regular season, however, didn't start out all that great. They lost in pretty close games to Cloud9, and when they met 100 Thieves, they also lost the first map. But before we got to the second map of 100 Thieves, there was news. Fan favorite BCJ was being swapped out for Demon 1, so Demon 1 would be playing on Icebox.
Demon is coming in and is subbed for BCJ. So Demon's coming in hot, baby.
Demon for BCJ?
To put this into perspective, BCJ is a fantastic player and a good friend of mine who was on Exit before this playing Initiator, and was known for being one of the best initiators in the country, some might even say the world. When on EG, he was put onto Smokes, a role he did not play. Not that he played it badly, it's just something he didn't spend time playing. Sure, on Exit he played some Omen when the team needed it, but you never really saw him on the Astra or the Brim. So when the decision was made to pull BCJ from the starting lineup and replace him with Demon 1, a duelist, people were confused and upset, not only doubting the players, but doubting Potter, who had been coaching EG since 2021. And to make matters worse, EG didn't really have a great season after that, including being 13-0'd by Loud. So, to paint a picture for you, people saw a solution to a non-problem that didn't work. Demon 1 was performing well, but for such a dramatic change, there wasn't really a dramatically different result. And there was a bunch of talk about Potter, both people saying that she needed to go and the people defending her, but the vitriol was intense. EG hadn't even qualified for playoffs for Masters Tokyo, but not all hope was lost. You see, they technically still could have qualified if MIBR beat 100 Thieves, the team everyone expected to win. And MIBR was playing with an assistant coach as a fill, so it's not like they could have expected to qualify, right?
Your turn, talk to
Wait, they don't know.
Shoot the guy! It's Tom! Yes! We're going! Let's go!
So EG qualifies for playoffs because MIBR's assistant coach got a knife kill to win them the game. To really get into the nitty-gritty, EG qualified with a map differential over Sentinels and a round differential over 100 Thieves. That's confusing, just know the math is mathing, that's all you need to know. So playoffs came where they do in fact qualify for Tokyo, but in this case, Demon 1 was most likely going to be unable to play in Tokyo due to visa issues. But hell hath no fury like the EG wanting a title, because somehow, some way, Demon 1 gets a passport and his ass on a plane to Tokyo. In Tokyo, they had a pretty impressive run, losing to Fnatic in the grand finals. First off, Fnatic is widely considered to be the best team in the world at this point. Second off, for a team that didn't qualify for playoffs, that is an incredible result on paper. But when you're watching the games, you're seeing the calls, you're seeing the mechanics. The team is getting better and better by the day. Moving on, by placing second at Masters Tokyo, they automatically qualify for champions. No knife kills by another team's assistant coach needed. For champions, it was more pressure than doubters. We had seen what EG could do, but could they prove that their success is more than just a flash in the pan? They played well, making it out of groups, defeating Food and FPX, not dropping a single map. But then we get into the playoffs. EG beats EDG 2-1, defeat DRX 2-0, and then meet PaperX in the upper bracket final. PaperX, complete with a star duelist of their own named Something, defeats EG in extremely tight games 2-1. To quote Boostio, it feels so impossible sometimes just to play rounds against them. Honestly, it's not fun to play against them. They are really good, but they're just so aggressive. There's a lot going on versus them and it sucks, but what you gonna do? EG moved to the lowers where they once again have to face Loud. Loud had just sent Fnatic home, the supposed best team in the world. If EG lose here, they're the ones going home. In a game that went the full 5 maps, Evil Geniuses silenced Loud and made their way to the grand finals where PaperX was waiting for them. PaperX, coming from the upper bracket, had the map veto advantage. Evil Geniuses are facing the team that had just beat them in a pretty unfavorable position. Games can be won or lost in the pick bans alone. So it's the grand finals. Evil Geniuses are playing in front of an audience full of people that probably doubted them and discredited them only a few months earlier. And they are at a major disadvantage. And while they have everything to gain, they have everything to lose. No one remembers those in second place. Moments, sure, but it's those who raised the trophy above their head that are etched in history. There are no anthologies of second place holders, just winners. If you're Evil Geniuses, did you come all this way to get second again? To start a trend of being always the bridesmaid, but never the bride? You came all this way, and for what? To prove the doubters right? No. If you're Evil Geniuses, you came to take it all. And to borrow someone else's words, if that makes you the villain, so be it. As it turned out, at VALORANT Champions, there were no heroes to stop our villains. EG defeat PaperX, only dropping a single map and are your world champions. The team that everyone doubted, and I mean the individual players and coaches. They received so much hatred and belittling and bullying. They are the ones in the end to raise the trophy above their head. I spent so long on their journey in the regular season because I want you to think about this. Day after day, week after week, people belittling them and bullying them, saying they should lose their job and much, much worse. That is what they went through. So does EG know they made franchising? Yeah, I would think so. I need to set the record straight, Danny. I need to set it straight. There are those out there who don't believe I was sober and don't believe those were genuine. Those were 100% genuine, and I was dead sober. Those margaritas were watery as hell. Also, like, are we surprised I'm an Italian-American from New Jersey who was also a theater kid? You think I'm just gonna sit there with my hands on my lap? Like, are you kidding me?